Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether. Most of the reason society is in a state of falling or collapsing right now, and most of the reason why kids, especially women, behave the way that right now, having high body counts, having promiscuous sex, right, is because the parent fails them. Whether they come from whether they come from a single parent household, or they come from a household where the fathers are lost, the fathers are simp, and the wives are dominating the whole structures, right? The man's supposed to be the leader of the house, and the woman's supposed to follow the man, right? But most of today's society is not like that. Most of these kids come from broken household, which means that the parent fails them, right? The parents are looking out for their own selfishness by initiating divorces, but not looking what it could do to the kids. And what it does to the kids is that there's lack of leadership, lack of parenting, and I blame the parent out there, right? The reason why women's behave like this, and it become a chain, right? The woman, the wives, the single mother are not exemplifying great behaviors or instilling good behaviors, are not shaming their daughters. That is not a wise thing to be having sex with all these men. And that's what it comes down to, is the parents to blame, right? This is why it's not conducive to have a kid raised by a single parent or a stepfather as well, because the stepfather is going to let the kids do anything they want. You're supposed to instill authority figures and rules and regulation. Whether you abide by God or you have some kind of morals, you still have to obey some kind of morals background, right? But no, today's generation, parents has failed their children big time, right? And a mother should always instill some kind of moral value on the daughters, a God-fearing moral value on the daughters. This is why girls out there having high body counts, and the mother just allowed that to happen, right? Instead of shaming them, disavowing them, tell them it's not right. Right? No, they do this. They do things without them even knowing it does a bad thing. They take them to get birth control. Right? They think the reason solution is birth control. Because they have this mindset that, oh, since you're in a certain age, you're probably gonna fornicate anyway. So let's get you some birth control in case you won't get pregnant. Right? And that's totally the wrong mindset, I think. Right? There's a video, Pasadao. Shout out to Pasadao if you haven't heard. He said that is the most wicked thing a woman can do is to encourage a kid to have sex by giving them birth control. That's what it is. When you give a kid's birth control, especially at the age of 15, right? Instead of telling them you shouldn't have sex at all until you find a husband, right? That's what a reasonable parent should do. Tell the kid that sex is strictly prohibited until you find a stable husband. Right? But no, we have today's mothers, especially single mothers, go to the hospital or the clinic giving kids birth control. What does that do? That's giving the kids excuse to fornicate without consequences. Alright? And they don't understand that will lead them to have high body counts as well, which affect them in the future, because men do not want a woman that have high body counts. What these parents should instill on these kids, that do not have sex until you get married, and do not have babies until you get married. No, but the parents failed them. You can see it everywhere. All the causes, all the problems. Kids are looting, kids are causing crime, kids are doing all these stupid things, listening to music. It stems down to the parents. Right? Everything stems down to the parent. The choice in the parents' decision making. The parents not getting along with each other. The father making bad decisions and getting who to marry. He made the wrong decision by marrying the wrong woman, not knowing the woman is very wicked, and he wiped her up. Now they have all these kids. Now the wicked wife are controlling his marriage, and it's becoming the simp. Now he got no say in raising the kid at all. The wife has ultimate say on raising the kids, and that's not how it's supposed to go. Right? The kids, the wife's supposed to follow the man, and you want to go to biblical principles. Right? But no, we don't do that no more. Because the parents failed the kids. Big time. And there's nobody to blame but the parents. It all stems down to the parent, right? It all comes down to the household. If the parent would make wiser decisions, make right decisions for the kids, instill some kind of moral background in the kids, tell them what to do, tell them what not to do, saying doing crime is a bad thing, right? Raise them properly, we wouldn't be in this mess anyway, right? Right? And I don't want to say it's the father ultimately, but I don't want to say it's the father because usually the broken household come from a single mother household because the single mother initiated the divorce. Most of the divorce is initiated by the single mother and her own selfishness. I made a video about how selfish women can be when they think about divorces and they only think about themselves instead of the kids. And I get a lot of heat for that. People are disliking my video saying women are selfish for getting a divorce, right? Which it is because you're not thinking about the kid, you're thinking about yourself, right? When you have a kid, you can't be selfish to you. It's not about you anymore. When you have a kid, it's about the kids now. No, but most modern women out there, it's them before the kids, right? Like I said, if you're a family man, you have no. Look, I tell my friend like this, man. He keep want to hang out and do all this stuff, and I told him, bro, I'm single, but you have a family, right? Your main priority is take care of your kids and your wife. You can't be hanging out acting like you're the boys or anything like no more. Once you have a kid, your whole life is on pause until you finish raising the kid, right? But people don't have that kind of mentality, right? When you have a kid, all your time should only be focusing on your kids, right? All your love and attention is focused on your kids so they can be raised properly. You don't have time for yourself. You can't expect to have a kid and have time for yourself. No. Now you're making this called a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your time for the benefit of the kids, right? So what does it mean when you think about your own happiness, your own marital status, right? That you're not happy in your wedding, okay? You're not happy in your wedding, but yet again, you're relinquishing your responsibility to raising your kid, right? It's beneficial to sacrifice your own happiness, whether you're in a failed relationship, so your kid could be raised in a proper household, right? And if you want divorce, at least wait until the kids get older, until they're out of the house, until they're adults, then get a divorce. But I'm not advocating divorce at all, right? I'm just saying that if that's the only solution, the best thing to do is just wait them to grow up and move out of the house. But I digress on that, right? I'm one time talking about most of the problems we're facing today. Most of the societal problems, most of the deterioration, the decay of society is ultimately lead back to the parents. The parents 100% fail their kids. But think about themselves. Think about their own selfishness, right? Think about their own. They don't think about moral background. They don't think about the kids what they're going through. The kids are the next generation. The kids, if they're not raised properly, it affects the future. That's what it is. The kids are our future. If they're not raised properly, they can totally destroy the future. Destroy what we're doing by making informed decisions, voting ignorantly, picking the wrong politician, follow the wrong role models, which I think the parents should always. A good parent, it should always be the role model for the kids to look up to. Not these celebrities, but no. These generation, the kids are looking up to celebrities, athletes, and all this stuff, right, that doesn't care for them, right? So when you look at today, if the parents are not raising kids, who is raising the kids? The street is raising the kids. That's what they're picking up for. If the parents are not raising the kids, the street are raising the kids. That's why they pick up this. That's why they pick up crimes, prostitutions, sexual fornications. They pick this up from the streets on TV. Because what do TV and media use to project? It project the streets, and they pick this thing up. Because you're not raising them no more if you're the parent, right? And that's totally lack of responsibility on the parent. And that's why it leads me to make the decision that 100% is the parents' fault because the society is like this. It's always stemmed down to the parents. Right? And people don't want to tell that because the truth hurts. The truth hurts when you don't want to accept the responsibility that you're a failed parent. The truth hurts when you said that single mother can't raise the kids, which is shown by evidence, is already proven by the data. Right? The truth hurts. And they get offended. Right? When you get offended, that means you're a weak person. Right? You have to face the truth. Right? And most parents today, they're failing the kids. I admit it. My parent failed me. Right? I don't have the best parent. I'm willing to admit it. You as a kid And as a person, I understand that if you fail in life, right, ultimately it's somewhere in the line that your parent failed you, right? But because your parent failed you, you have to take responsibility as well, right? But I digress on that. It's mainly towards the parent. All this problem is the inability that some parents don't know how to parent, and some of these kids are having premarital sex, having birth before they turn 18, right? Without the proper guidance of the parent in their household, telling them what to do, telling the kid that it's not a right thing to do for you to have sex before you get married, right? And what's the outcome of that? High body counts. That's what it is. When you allow little girls at the age of 15 to have prescription pill, to have a birth control pill, you're basically validating that is basically validating that it's okay to have sex before you're married. You're basically validating that the woman actually validating that's okay for them or the parent for them to fornicate before they find a husband or having kids out of wedlocks. Right? That's the consequences of what's going on when there's lacks of parents in the household. Right? So ultimately, if society is collapsing and people are learning, picking up bad habits from the street, it's the parent that don't know how to parent. Because the kid's supposed to pick up the habits from the parent, a proper parent, right? Not from the street. The kid's supposed to learn from the parent, learn everything from the parent. If they learn everything from the streets, the school system, right, it ultimately can lead them to their downfall, right? They're picking up bad habits. But, I digress, right? The point of this video is it's centralized on the parent. If the parent and society is effed up, it's ultimately the parents to blame. But on that note, guys, let me know if you agree. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment below. If you like my content, alright, subscribe to my channel. I drop videos daily. And on that note, guys, as always, peace and blessings.